The US Trade Representative declares the WTO isn't a serious forum. China enacts a powerful new decree to protect its supply chains from Western sanctions, and the UK considers sweeping new powers to block adverse economic pressure from foreign states. It's a volatile week in international trade. Are your supply chains ready?
Welcome to This Week in Trade, bringing you a quick roundup of the latest international trade news and analysis from Goidel Limited's director George Riddell and the Geneva Trade Platform.
We start in Beijing. On the 8th of April, Chinese Premier Li Qiang signed a new State Council decree focused on China's economic strategic security. This establishes a brand new security review system designed to investigate risks linked to foreign governments or organizations that might threaten China's industrial or supply chain security. This 18-article regulation is a direct response to US and Western national security measures, specifically recent chip bans, technological blockades, and attempts to decouple from Chinese supply chains. The decree explicitly allows the Chinese government to adopt countermeasures such as import or export restrictions or special fees against perceived unfair treatment. Several measures relate specifically to export controls and counter-sanctions. If your business operates in sensitive tech sectors or relies heavily on Chinese suppliers, you need to map your supply chain exposure immediately. The risk of being caught in the crossfire of retaliatory sanctions just went up. Moving to the UK, the government has just launched a major consultation exploring potential powers to protect the country from adverse economic pressure. Promised in last year's trade strategy, the UK is reacting to the growing use of trade restrictions as political leverage. They are looking at potential measures to restrict trade in goods, services, procurement, intellectual property, and investment. Businesses have until the 18th of June to submit their views on whether these powers are needed and how strict the threshold should be before the government uses them. The UK government has also opened a technical consultation on draft secondary legislation for the UK's Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, or CBAM, which goes live on the 1st of January 2027. This new consultation zeroes in on rules for monitoring and verifying embodied emissions. If you import aluminium, cement, fertilizers, hydrogen, or iron and steel into the UK, you should start engaging your overseas suppliers now. The verification framework will dictate whether you're able to use actual embedded emissions data or have to rely on default values. Don't wait until 2027 to ask your suppliers for this data. Start those conversations today. If you're wanting to comment on the consultation, it's due by the 21st of May 2027. Now let's look at the US. It's a mix of new enforcement tools and a long-awaited refund window. First, the Labor Department launched a suite of voluntary self-assessment tools aimed at combating forced labor. This includes a new import watch, which combines labor abuse research with census data in order to flag high-risk goods, and a supply chain traceability portal to help companies look beyond their Tier 1 suppliers. Importers should utilize these tools proactively to audit their supply chains before potential customs enforcement. On a slightly more positive note, for US importers, 20th of April marks the beginning of the application window for IEEPA tariff refunds. You can submit requests through the ACE system. You'll need to upload a formatted CSV file with your entry summaries up to 9,999 lines per file, but brace for a wait. While entries liquidated in the past 80 days could see refunds within 60 to 90 days, the broader timeline is more in question. Be sure your entries are eligible. Anything tied to a drawback claim, open protest, or specific trade remedy orders will be denied. Finally, a quick note on the broader multilateral trading system. Following the recent MC14 meeting, the agricultural facilitator confirmed major fault lines remain on key issues like food security and domestic support in the WTO. But more starkly, US Trade Representative Jameson Greer recently penned an op-ed stating he returned from MC14 convinced that the WTO is not a serious forum and that the US will chart its own course on trade policy. A date to watch is the next WTO General Council meeting, which is now scheduled for the 6th to 7th of May. where WTO members will need to pick over what happened at MC14 and try to chart a path forward.
Those are the headlines from This Week in Trade. To go deeper, check out more comprehensive breakdown of these and other developments on Georgia's LinkedIn. This is a new series we'll be looking to evolve and expand based on your feedback, refining what we're presenting, and adding new voices. Let us know in the comments below and via the contact form on GTP's website how we can make this a more relevant and useful accompaniment to your coffee.